Hi everyone, I'm Mark from Travelshorts and I'm here with my son Matthew and daughter Holly. In this episode, we're going to be travelling all the way from here in Hong Kong, all the way to North Wales. It's the end of our epic China trip where we've been travelling for 3 weeks all around China. Here's the last place we've been, Hong Kong. It's the end of the day and this whole video is dedicated to getting home. So our time here in Hong Kong has unfortunately come to an end. So what we're going to do now is get the metro back to the Explorers Lodge Hotel where we left our luggage this morning, pick it up and then head to the airport where we're going to fly home. So join us now as we prepare to fly home all the way to North Wales via Qatar. So bye-bye Hong Kong. I'm not sure when I'm going to see you again. It's definitely not going to be in the next 3 years. I've been fortunate enough to come here twice in the space of about 5 months. So that's not going to happen again for a while. The last trip I did back in October and November last year, I actually won a free flight with Cathay Pacific. So that's the reason why I came. But what we're doing now, we're going to East Tsim Sha Tsui MTR station, where we're going to catch a MTR subway all the way back to the Disney resort. So this is where we're going now, straight down the MTR, all the way to Disney and our hotel and then the airport. So we're going to take the Tsim Ma line all the way to Nam Chong. That should only take about 7 minutes. Then we're going to change there to the Tung Chung line, head towards Tung Chung and get off at Sunny Bay. Then from Sunny Bay, we get the Disney Resort line, which we were on earlier today. And that'll take us all the way to the Disney Resort, where we get a shuttle bus back to our hotel and pick up our cases. And then we're going to get a taxi to the airport. We're not going to bother again the MTR. It's a bit too awkward when you're carrying cases. And we're getting tired now because it is 8:10 in the evening. So we've been on the go since before 11 o'clock this morning. So let's just get this MTR and start our process of getting home. So we've made it to Nam Chong. We're now going to get on the Tung Chung line all the way to Sunny Bay. You're wondering the best way to find which MTRs and which subways and which buses and everything you need to take. I use the MTR app. It's the official MTR app. You can find it on the iOS and Android stores or Google Play stores. And it's invaluable when you're trying to get around Hong Kong. And perfect timing. The Disneyland Resort train has just arrived as we've arrived in this station. Just as we arrived at Sunny Bay Station, the Disneyland Resort train has just arrived. So that's great timing. I'd imagine we're going to have it virtually to ourselves again because everybody's leaving Disneyland, coming here. Whereas we are heading to Disneyland, which is that direction. There we go. Looks like we got the whole place to ourselves again. Virtually empty all the way down. There's Matthew stretching out. There's Holly almost falling asleep. So what's really unique about this train is, because it's a Disney themed one, we got Mickey Mouse windows. We've got these figurines everywhere. So there's Mickey Mouse there. We've got Tinkerbell there. And because we're right at the very front, we can look out this window. But it's actually driverless. There's no driver in there. And off we go. In just a few minutes, Holly, we'll be back at the Disneyland Resort. You're very tired, aren't you? So we're coming to a stop, but we're nowhere near a station yet, because we've only been going for about 3 minutes. And this takes about 7 minutes.
This is so we apologize for the delay.
Yeah, there's a delay. So one of the things we're trying to beat is, because we want to get the resort shuttle bus from the park to our hotel. Currently, the fireworks are on and they're due to finish in about 7 minutes. As soon as the fireworks finish, then everybody is going to be leaving the park and they're all going to be heading towards the resort shuttle buses. So we wanted to beat them so we're not in a huge queue to get on the bus back to the hotel. Last night, to beat the queue, we decided to walk back to the hotel, but we don't really fancy doing that now. Look at that little girl. She's a bit sleepy. So we've got we've got to be at the shuttle bus in about 6 minutes, which we've got another, 3 minutes on this and about a 3-minute walk. So we're cutting it fine. And if people want to leave the park just before the fireworks end, then they'll obviously be there in front of the line before us. But if we can just zoom out of the MTR station and walk briskly to the shuttle bus depot, we should be fine. Fingers crossed, unless we stop again and get another delay. We're there. We're at the Disneyland Resort Station. And if you're wondering how we get around, we use Octopus cards. We just tap in and out from every MTR station, every bus, every ding-ding. Really convenient. You can just add money onto it whenever you run out. Really good value these cards are. And you can order them via Klook. I'll add a code down below where you can order them directly from Klook. And if you use my code Travelshorts, you'll actually get 5% off one of these things on anything you order from the Klook website. Now, isn't that great? Yeah. Okay, let's rush. Let's get our bus. Let's get to our hotel. Let's get our cases. Let's get to the airport. Look, there's a lot of people leaving Disney now, aren't they? So all these people are leaving the Disneyland Resort. So here's the resort shuttle buses. We're going to Explorers Lodge. Means we're going to the far left. And it's last along. So we beat the crowd. We're at the bus station. There's about 4 people in front of us. So at least we're going to get somewhere to sit down. We made it just ahead of that crowd. So at least we're going to get somewhere to sit on the bus. Perfect timing. So we're on the resort bus. In about 5 minutes time, we'll get to our hotel where we stayed the last 3 nights. Like I said, we're just going to pick up our bags and get a taxi to the airport. It's only a short 10-15 minute drive to the airport from here. That's why we're just doing a taxi. If we were going to take the MTR, I think with these either 2 or 3 changes. And when we're carrying cases, it's just not very good at all. So it's so much easier. Just pay a little extra, get the taxi, go to the airport, check in for our flight. So we're back at Disney's Explorers Lodge for the last ever time, at least on this trip. Before we get our bags, before we just have a quick look in the shop, just to get a last minute souvenir. Still haven't got a Hong Kong Disneyland pin yet, so let's see if we can get it from here. Okay, let's have a look for a Hong Kong Disneyland pin. Have a look what we got here. Although I can't see any specific Hong Kong Disneyland pins. That one? No.
That's just for that.
Is there any other side? No. There's actually no Hong Kong Disneyland pins here in the shop, which I know we should have got one in the park yesterday. It's a bit stupid of me not to remember. But no. Let's have a quick look around the rest of the shop. But that looks like all the pins. No, there isn't any specific Hong Kong Disneyland pins in a Hong Kong Disneyland hotel shop. A little bit upsetting, but not too much. I've got a pin from when I came here back in 2006. I didn't get one on my trip last year. But so anyway, I think we're going to leave the shop now, pick up our bags from concierge and call a taxi. Thank you. Shay, thank you. You need that back?
Is correct?
Yeah, these 3.
Okay,
Perfect, thank you. Bye. Okay. Okay, Holly. What? So we're at Hong Kong International Airport. We're in Terminal 1. We just got dropped off by our taxi. Journey time was about... Oh, here we go. across. Journey time was about 20-25 minutes, and the cost was about 170 Hong Kong dollars, about £17.50. I think that's pretty reasonable for Hong Kong anyway. Not for what we've been paying in China the last few weeks, but for Hong Kong, that was fine. So, we're going to find where we check in, take our bags, check in our bags, then just relax for the next few hours. You want to see what Hong Kong Airport looks like? Here we go. So we're looking for the British Airways check-in desks, because we're flying British Airways today. First leg is going to be from here in Hong Kong to Qatar, so Doha in Qatar. Then we change over on to Qatar Airways, and then we're going to fly directly from Qatar to Manchester. Let's have a look at the boards. So there we are, QR 815, Area E, and Gate 42. Looks like it's a codeshare with quite a few airlines, so not just British Airways, Qatar Airlines. So we've arrived to the Qatari check-in desks. Unfortunately, they don't open for another 40 minutes, so there's a few people standing around waiting already. We'll just wait here with them. Plenty of time. Our flight's not till 1:35 in the morning, so we've got plenty of time to wait. And here's Holly. Yes, there she is. Tired little girl. And there's Matthew. It looks like all the check-in people are arriving, due to open their desks in about 5 minutes' time. We've just checked in for our flights. We've dropped off our check-in bags. Now we've just got 3 hours to spend in the airport. I don't think we'll go through security just yet, because I seem to remember when I went through security last time, there wasn't that much the other side. So I might walk around a little bit, see if there's somewhere we just could be dumping our water, but I'm kind of drunk already. So there's the departures. We're going to go through there any moment now. Just a little bit more of a walk around before we have to. Still no delayed yet, so that's good. So we've passed through security now, really easy process. We didn't even have to take the iPads out of the rucksack, which was always good and convenient. So what we're going to do now, we're going to look for somewhere for a drink. We're all really thirsty. Well, me and Matthew are really thirsty. And also somewhere to fill up our water bottles, because being eco-friendly that we are, we tipped up our water before we came in, and we'll just refill them from a refillable tap somewhere, because there is some drinking fountains somewhere in here. We've just got to find them. We've seen signs for hot drinking water, but we don't want hot drinking water. We want as cold as possible. Okay, it might not be cold water, but it's room temperature water, so that's about the best we're going to get. We filled our water bottles. That'll last us for the next flight, or at least while we're here waiting in the airport. We're coming to the food court area. I'm not very hungry after that Tim Ho Wan earlier, because I really did stuff myself there. Matthew's a little bit hungry, and Holly's not very hungry unless they're selling fruit, and she does want some fruit, especially strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, basically any berry she will want. Last time I was here, it was even later than we are now, and all these restaurants were closed. In fact, the only restaurant, well, say restaurant, the only food place that was open when I came this side of security was a McDonald's. So I made myself have a McDonald's, mainly a couple of pieces of chicken because it's different. You don't get that back home, and a McFlurry, an Ovaltine McFlurry I had last time. Very unusual. So we've just come to buy here. We're just going to sit down for a little bit and relax. You see Matthew and Holly there, relaxing, leaning on the tables. Shame there's no power cables. It'd be nice to just charge my phone up a little bit. There's not much energy left in it. Thing is there's no beef. There's actually no beef burgers in McDonald's. It's all chicken burgers. It's the whole menu is chicken.
I'll have my chicken then.
Okay. That's not looking very good, is it? So we've just come to McDonald's just to get a snack before our flight. Holly's got nuggets. Matthew's got a chicken burger. There was no beef burgers at all on the menu. Anything with beef just wasn't here. One thing you don't get in the McDonald's back home, chicken legs. Or chicken thighs, they call it here. Don't taste as good as KFC, though. So we head down and we catch a train to our gate. So our gate is number 42. Is it 42 or 43, Matthew? 42. So we catch a train to get to gate 42. So it looks like we get off first because we're 40 to 80, and then the train continues on to 201 to 230. Ready?
Yeah.
We've got the whole carriage to ourselves, and that's behind us. We're right at the very back. Here we go. Going quite a speed, actually. Going quite quick. You're going home, Holly. So this is our stop, gates 40 to 80. It's first stop on the train. Are you a bit tired? Yeah. So the time is now midnight. It's 2 minutes to midnight. We're just going to find our gate. We're still not due to depart for another hour and 35 minutes. But we just find the gate, sit down, and wait till we're called to board.
Hello.
Hello. No, still on time, no delays. So we've arrived at our gate 42. Still an hour and 20 minutes before departure, but I reckon we'll be boarding probably in the next 20 minutes. And that's our plane, Qatar Airways, going to fly us from here in Hong Kong to Doha in Qatar. And the crew are just arriving, so that means we shouldn't be too far behind. So they've just announced boarding's about to start. We're in zone 1 because we're almost at the back of the plane. I'm assuming zone 1 goes in first after business and first class, because it makes a lot of sense to board from the back first, then you're not stuck with people putting their bags in while you're trying to get past. So fingers crossed we get to board first, right after business class, first class. Time to board our plane. Keep going. We're going to be near the back, Holly. So we've just boarded. We're seats 68 H, J and K. Window seat. Luckily, I've got 2 windows here as well. I always like it when I have 2 windows. It's a bit cramped, the seats, but I'll do a quick tour so you can see what we've got here. So quite a large monitor here, right in front of me. It's got a USB port in there as well, so that'll be good. I'll be charging my phone on this flight. We have got a small tray just for a drink. Then we've got the larger tray table here for when we have a meal. Okay. Leg room is a fair amount of leg room for economy, so this is just economy seats. They gave us a pair of headphones there. They also give us like a small amenity kit which had an eye mask, which Matthew's modelling there, as well as a pair of socks. Anything else? Toothbrush and toothpaste. And because it's a night flight, we've also got a blanket. Above us, here, we have just got 3 lights. No aircon though. No blowers at all here. A bit like the flight we came actually to China on. I think most modern flights now don't have the blowers there. It's just automatic coming from somewhere. I personally like the blowers. So here's Matthew and Holly here, get you an idea of the seats. Again, there's a reasonable amount of leg room. there. And then the view out the window, like I said, we're seat 68, so quite far behind the wing there. If you look down, look down there, cabin, and then behind us, we're near the back, so the bathroom and the galley's over there. Oh, and for the seats themselves, you can adjust the height of the headrest, which is always pretty handy. That's as low as it goes, though, Matthew. And unfortunately, it doesn't go low enough for Holly at all. But there we go. That's a quick seat tour of our seat here, seat 68 H, J and K. We'll see you guys when we take off. Fingers crossed it's a nice smooth take off. No turbulence along the way. I think scheduled flight time is about 7.5 hours, but don't quote me on that. I'll tell you more information once we're airborne and the captain comes over the loudspeaker. So, see you soon. Matthew and Holly are literally sleeping already and we haven't even taken off yet. Poor little things are exhausted after a busy day in Hong Kong today. Actually, after a busy 23 days in China.
Our flight time for today is 8 hours and 55 minutes, and we should be closing initially at an altitude of 32,000. We are expecting to be a good weather route, however, we may experience some light turbulence after departure and during flight. For your safety, please keep your seatbelts fastened at all times. I wish you a very pleasant journey on board this Qatar Airways flight. Thank you.
So the captain's just come over the Tanai to announce that the flight time today is going to be 8 hours 55 minutes. So 9 hours basically, a little bit longer than I was expecting. I thought it was about 7.5. I won't tell these two that it's that long. They're both sleeping.
We prefer to depart for Doha.
Sounds like we're about to depart.
No overhead storage compartment or the dedicated front of you. We also added you to reach your electronic devices and mobile phones to flight mode and continue to observe the fasten seatbelt signs.
So we're just pushing back from the gate. Looks like we'll be taxiing to the runway shortly. Okay, let's have a look at the in-flight entertainment, shall we? First of all, let's look at the map. Okay, so we're in Hong Kong. We're gonna go all the way to Doha over here. 8 hours and 55 minutes away. So, let's have a look at what they've actually got. Yes, I want to exit. Entertainment. Let's see what movies they've got, shall we? No, Hollywood movie. Okay, so there's loads of film. Okay, so we're gonna new release it. Let's just do new releases, shall we? Okay, lots of new stuff. So they've just come around with the dinner options. Me and Matthew have gone for beef and oyster sauce with rice. But there was also an option for pasta and a mushroom sauce and chicken and potatoes. That's what it looks like. There's the beef with oyster sauce with rice. Not sure what the dessert is, and it looks like we got couscous as well. And then I also went for a can of Coke. We're having quite a bit of turbulence at the moment. The cabin crew have had to return to their seats and strap in. Now, what I don't understand about this flight, we departed at 1:30 in the morning. We're going to be getting to Doha at 4:30 their time in the morning. Yet they haven't turned the cabin lights off at all for anybody to get to sleep. I don't understand why they're not doing that. It's really difficult to sleep with the bright lights in your eyes. They provided us with masks, but why not just turn the light off? It's a night flight. It's like very early mornings. They just need to turn the lights off, and they haven't done it. I don't understand. And there's some turbulence as well. I don't know if you see it juddering around there. But I don't understand why they don't turn the lights on. Okay, here's a quick bathroom tour. Standard bathroom in an aeroplane. You got a toilet. You got a sink. You got some hand soap. You got some toilet paper. Got some scent or aftershave there. Some hand towels. And that's about it. Like I said, my biggest criticism of this flight is it's a night flight, but they haven't actually turned any of the cabin lights off. It's so frustrating. That's why we've got the eye mask on. Just really difficult to go to sleep. Just with really bright lights everywhere. Anyway, we go back to my seat. See you later. So there's our gate, C19. So we've just gone through transfer security. We've seen that our gate is C19. We're going to head over there now, and we might be boarding very shortly. So fingers crossed, this will be a smooth process. We did have to get rid of our water though. So me and Matthew drank ours, but Holly couldn't drink a whole bottle. So I think Holly's going to share our water for the next flight. Don't know the point of that train. It literally just went for about a minute. Altogether, you could have walked that distance in about 3 minutes. Yeah, that's fine. I think it's just for lazy people. So we've made it to our gate. We're C19. We've come sat down. We've done the initial check, showing our boarding passes. So we're in the gate area here. We're going to be in zone 4 probably because our seats are 22 A, B and C, which means we'll be getting on last because it's probably boarding from the rear of the plane forwards. Doesn't look like our plane's arrived yet because there's no plane outside on the gate. But hopefully it should be here soon. So it looks like our plane's just arrived here. So hopefully it's going to be a quick turnaround and we'll be able to board soon once everybody's off and their luggage comes off. So it's 10 to 8 in the morning and now they've announced that boarding has begun. We're in zone 4, so I think we're going to be the last people boarding the plane because we're in seat 22, A, B and C, so we're near the front. So they've already done the priority boarding, business class boarding, and they've just announced zone 1 to go on. Like I said, we're zone 4, so we're probably going to be last to board the plane. So we now boarded our flight QR27 all the way from here in Doha, Qatar to Manchester. We're a little bit delayed. We're due to take off at 8 o'clock. It's now 8:05. We're just boarding now. I didn't see on the board, but about 25-30 minute delay in total. Hopefully it won't affect us getting into Manchester on time. Do you want to have a quick look around in the seats? So this is economy, seat 22A. And Holly's in 22B, Matthew's in 22C. This is what it looks like. So we've got a plug socket there. Can't see a USB though. We have got tray table here. There's the tray table. Looks like wireless, I think, if you read this here. If you don't want to touch the screen, you can control it from your device. So turn on flight mode, connect to Oryx Comms Wi-Fi and scan the QR code. And then enter that. So we can control all this from our phone if we want. Then the pouch. They've given us a set of headphones. There's no amenity kit on this one. We've got a sick bag. And we are flying on an Airbus A350 1000. Okay. Then we also got a blanket and legroom. Reasonable amount. I think there's actually less legroom on this flight compared with our flight coming from Hong Kong to Doha. And this is got a window right by here. And there's Matthew and Holly. I've also just discovered the USB is underneath the media console here. It looks like also where to plug in the earphones there. So you got USB and a place to plug in the earphones. So once we push back from the gate and we take off, I'll take you through a full tour of the multimedia system here. It's called Onyx Connect on Qatar Airlines. A lot of things on there as well. So we'll check that out later once we're in the air.
I to inform you that our flight time to Manchester today will be a bit longer. It's going to be around 8 hours and 15 minutes due to some restriction over the airspace of Iran and Iraq. So we cannot fly a western boat over Saudi Egypt and all over South Italy and then so on through the UK.
Okay, so they've come and give Holly a little gift. I reckon it's a little rucksack with some colouring kits inside.
I don't know who this guy is.
No, I think it's made up just for Qatar Airlines. What have we got?
A notepad. Oh, chocolate.
Anything else in there?
Yeah, there's more. Something in a box.
Memory game. See, look at this side.
Oh, yeah.
Memory game. I'd imagine there'd be some pens or some crayons.
Yeah.
Some colouring pens. Oh, like a fidget thing.
Yeah, I have a touch.
This is the captain, cabin crew, outdoors for departure and cross check, please.
Nice.
Okay, is that everything?
Yeah.
Okay. And one thing I do like is actually some aircon on this flight, unlike the previous one. So we got 3 aircon nozzles. We've got 3 lights each. Aircon makes me happy on flights. I don't agree with modern planes which don't have the aircon that you can control above your head.
Buckle into knickknacks.
So here's a safety brief.
Pull the strap to tighten your belts. To unfasten, lift the flap and pull the
Same safety brief as the previous flight from Hong Kong to Doha. Looks like we're on the runway, ready to take off. Okay, let's have a look at the entertainment on board, shall we? So, we have a flight map. It's loading up 3D maps powered by GeoFusion. That's the map. Let's go back. Exit, yes. No trigger. Like connect your destination. We can pair our mobile phone as well. I'm not going to do that though. Let's look at the entertainment. So, let's check out the movies. Hollywood movies. And we're going to sort by new releases, just to see what's new here. Wish, Aquaman, Migration, Painter, Persona, The Highest of Stakes, King of Killers, Control, Hostile Forces, We Went That Way, Andy Somebody. A few reasonably recent movies there. Let's go to TV. Let's have a look at the best. What they've got. Frasier, Spitfires, Formula One. Okay. Look for comedy. I won't name all these. Just flick through them really quickly. Okay. Games. What games have we got? There are the games. Go back. Kids section. Trolls. Okay, let's go back. Back again. Back to the home. Oh, I got connected. There you can connect your device to Qatar Airways. All their promotional videos by the look of it. So that's the in-flight entertainment. It's quite a lot of choice on there. It's called Onyx One. Oh no, Onyx Connect here on Qatar Airline. The captain did come over the tannoy before we took off, informing us our flight time is going to be about an hour longer than expected. The reasons for that is there's restricted airspace over Iran and Iraq. So we've got to go further south over Saudi, through southern Italy and that route, rather than straight over Iran and Iraq. So that's a bit of a pain. So flight time is going to be 8 hours, 25 minutes instead of 7 hours, 25 minutes. And we're already delayed by about 40 minutes taking off. So we're going to get into Manchester a bit later than we originally planned. Anyway, we're going to enjoy this flight now. Not sure what they're going to bring around food-wise, but we're all pretty hungry now. We've been up for quite a while through the previous flight as well. So I'll catch up to you guys later. Holly's getting out her earphones. What are you going to watch, Holly?
I don't know.
Don't know. So they've come round with the food. They've served children first and they'll do adults in a minute. Matthew has gone chicken and rice. So we've got some fruit there, dessert, and also a bread roll. Holly has gone for the gnocchi. What do you think, Holly? You don't like it? So this is what I've gone for. It's a frittata with looks like potato wedges and a sausage. So here's a quick bathroom tour here on this plane. It's going to be very quick. We have got a sink there. You got paper towels, cups, some scent, soap, and then the toilet itself is there. So there is a quick bathroom tour. Okay, just a bit of an update. We're about 2.5 hours for landing. We're currently flying over Italy. I didn't talk much about the food that we had. So Matthew had some chicken and rice. He thought it was okay, but not really that good. Ollie had some gnocchi in a tomato sauce. She didn't really like that very much, but she didn't really like gnocchi anyway. It's just the only choice that she kind of thought she might like. And I had sausage, potato wedges, and a frittata. And I thought that tasted really good. And then they all came with a fruit bowl and some yogurt. All really nice. So I think this is going to be the last update now until we land. But the flight has been really smooth, been really okay. And I'll see you when we land. So they've just come around with a snack. It looks like a pizza, but I'm not 100% sure. Holly's the person who's going to test it to see what it is. Little Miss Pizza that she is. So this is it. I'm going to try it now. Looks like there's actually pieces of chicken on it.
Customers seated at emergency exits and front row seats are reminded to keep the area clear of all items. Electronic devices and mobile phones are required to be in flight mode at this time. If you wish to use the washrooms, you may do so now when the seatbelt sign is switched on. Please remain in your seat with your seatbelt fastened. All the washrooms will then be locked and our cabin crew will pass through shortly to ensure that the cabin is secured for landing. Thank you for your cooperation.
Cabin crew commence flight now secure.
So we're about 25 minutes from landing. We've already begun our descent into Manchester. Fingers crossed it's going to be quite smooth. It's really sunny outside, as you can probably see there. It's been pretty smooth flights. We had a chicken pizza as well, so I did video it. I don't know if you could hear what I was saying, but all of us really enjoyed it. And now we're on the way to Manchester.
Welcome to Manchester, where the local time is 2:46 p.m. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft has completely stopped and the seatbelt sign is switched off. Please take care when opening overhead storage compartments and ensure that you have all your personal belongings and travel documents with you as you disembark this aircraft. Remember that smoking is not permitted until you are within a designated smoking area. Thank you for choosing to fly with Qatar Airways and the One World Alliance. It's been our pleasure taking care of you today. In order to ensure a smooth disembarkation process, we ask that you remain seated until the row ahead of you has vacated. We would also like to take this opportunity to apologize for the late arrival of this aircraft and any inconvenience it may have caused you. Qatar Airways, going places together. Thank you and a very good afternoon.
So this is the total journey time since we taxied at Hong Kong Airport. So we've been on the go for just over 20 hours today, and not much sleep. So that's it. We've made it back to Manchester. 24 days after we left here originally. We've got our passports ready, so we're going to go through immigration and pick up our bags. I think the pilot parked right at the very end of Terminal 2. The total distance to get to immigration from our gate is 570 metres. Pretty far walk, that's half a kilometre. So our baggage claim area is number 11. Hopefully our cases won't take too long to come out because we just want to get back, get in the car, go home. Okay, it took a while, but our cases have arrived in one piece. That's always a positive. Your heart always goes until the cases actually come through and you see them on the conveyor belt. So all we've got to do now is go through nothing to declare and we'll get our bus ready. We've made it onto our bus to take us to our car park. We parked in Jet Parks 3 this time. That's because we were away for just over 3 weeks. Costs for airport car parks did actually mount up a bit. Normally I like parking just in the multi-storey. Here, if we're going for just a week or maybe a bit less, just normally park in a multi-storey because it's more convenient. But for 3 weeks and a day, prices add up. So we're in Jet Parks 3. I think the cost, because I booked it well in advance, was only about £60 or £70, which is a pretty good rate for Manchester Airport and for 3 weeks. Anyway, be in the car in a minute. We'll see you then. And we're at bus stop 92 when we get into Jet Parks 3. Always make sure you take a photograph or make a note of where you park in a large car park, because when you get off a 20-odd hour flight, well, 2 flights, you probably forget where you parked. So, bus stop 92, and our car is in X5 area. So we're back where our trip started, here at Manchester Airport. Who can believe it's been 24 days since we were last here? If you followed along this journey, thank you so much. This epic China trip has been our longest adventure yet, but there's still plenty more to come. So if you're new here, my name's Mark, along with my daughter Holly, and son Matthew. We make travel and theme park videos from around the world. Now here's Holly with a very special final message of this epic China trip.
If you like this video, please remember to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Bye!
Bye!